Okay, what is going on, everybody? Got another video journal for you, and today is going to be another installation project. So, this room right now has none of its own lighting. There are a ton of switches in the room, but those are both for outside. There is actually a problem with those that I may or may not address in the future, where, you know, every time I turn one of these on for the outside lights. Yep, just heard it. It actually trips that breaker right there, which is for the hallway. So supposedly if I turn this, yep, no longer works. So I don't know why it's doing that, but if I go ahead and reset this breaker, now the light works. So for some reason that's tripping a breaker that it's not even on, unless they are for some reason on the same breaker. And I'll have to look into that in the future, but that is not what we're doing today. I also have this switch for the hallway light. That switch is going to the outdoor light back there. But nothing does anything in here. So today's project is to put some lights on the wall. So they're battery-operated wall sconces. No existing wiring is required, and no new wiring is going to be required. It's a great retrofit option, and all I have to do is just attach them to the wall. So we're going to be doing that. Hope you are looking forward to this project. Getting solar power right now, and I'm actually charging the light component of it in the bedroom, and we'll be able to demo it when it gets dark out. But let's go ahead with the installation process. So what we are provided with are the LED things which are charging in my bedroom right now. Lampshades, the pieces of the actual light. So those arms and the discs, which are going to be going on these things, which screw into the wall, and of course a bunch of screws. And I assume that the gold screws are for attaching the nice looking plate to the mounting bracket. And the mounting bracket will be mounted to the wall using 2 of these screws for each one. And according to the mounting instructions, it says to start by insert the lamp body into the round chassis. Place a washer over the stud, then thread the retaining nut onto the chassis. Finally, tighten the nut securely using an adjustable wrench. So I guess we will be assembling it first. And there is the chassis there, and those arms, and I'm going to be getting to doing that right now. Now they do actually provide the washer and the nut for each one. And before doing this process, let's take a look in here. We have, it says battery operated wall lighting, input 5 volts, 2 amps, power 5 watts, inspector 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't need to know the rest of all that, but you can feel free to pause and read the rest of it if you really care. But I don't think many of you will. We're just here to see these get put together and put on the wall. So let's take the disc, take an arm, comes with a nut, and there is a provided wrench too. Yep, it's actually really nice that they provided that. And comes with one nice looking washer and one extremely bent one for some reason. And oops, place that there like that. Then the washer goes on there. And then thread the retaining nut onto the chassis. So now the nut goes on like this. And they provide this here wrench, which I don't know if I'm going to be able to get in there. I was doing it the wrong way. Always make sure you got the direction right. Then you can just use the wrench to tighten it into place. And I am pretty sure that it has to be like lined vertically. So it should look like this, with the holes on the top and the bottom. There's one arm complete. Now the other one, I don't need the tiny ring, I just need the larger one. Put the washer like that. And the nut. This might be going on the wrong direction. Yeah. Nut tightens like that. Alright. Make sure that is lined up right. And then I take this provided wrench. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of light. It is very bright out today, much better than yesterday. Yesterday was really bad and rainy, and for some reason the power actually went out, even though at the time that it happened, the rain had already stopped, pretty much. Something was just screwed up yesterday. And that looks good to me. So those are now assembled. Next up, it says step 2 is to position the lamp shade over the lamp holder, attach and tighten the cap securely. And then step 3 we're going to be skipping for now because those magnetic bulbs are charging. And it can just be plopped back in at any time. Oh. Alright, let's make sure the camera doesn't fall. And then, you know, the lamp shade just goes on like this, and I have to make sure I do the right way in order to get it to actually go in. It looks like it's this way. Is it? Or is this not working? Alright. Yeah, there we go. Got it. So this is the right way. You do want to twist it clockwise like this. It just takes a while to go all the way in. Alright. So there we go. Those are assembled. I could take this wrench off the floor. Next up is to fix the mounting plate secured to the wall using provided fastening screws. And the presumption is it has to be done vertically, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now I am going to do a few things before doing the mounting plate onto the wall thing. Step number 1, make sure, of course, I have the right bit in my screwdriver. I will require the largest Phillips bit I have, so that's prepared and ready to go. Next is going to be marking where the mounting plate goes, and looks like one of them is bent. I'll use the one that is not bent, and it's just going to be for reference as to where everything will be going. So I'll have it like here or something, and it probably is in my best interest that I have the narrow hole at the top. Anyways, gotta hold that there and then mark with the pencil. Yeah, I may need to put the camera down for this. Hold on. Alright. I'll tilt this back as far as I can, so that hopefully that's in view. now the markings are complete, so I can actually attach the mounting brackets onto the wall. One of them is a little bit bent and will need to be flattened out. I'm going to start with the good one. I'm going to put the markings I just made and drop the screwdriver. That is totally part of the process. Do not forget to drop the screwdriver. If you don't drop the screwdriver, then the installation process will not work correctly. We'll need something to punch into the wall first. Punching into the wall is not exactly a science. You just take a push pin, line up with the hole, and push the push pin in at the marking you made. Come on. It is not a desirable working environment, it's warm. Alright, now hopefully it will work. I can take this. Screw should be able to just drive in. It looks like it's doing it. Yeah, it won't exactly be the easiest thing, but as long as it does go in, that's what matters. Yeah, this would be easier with... I have the solution right here. The electric driver. Let's see if it will work. Nope. It does not have enough torque, unfortunately. These are very thick screws, so yeah, I'm gonna have to drive them manually. Now it's going easier. Alright, there's one. Now the other screw, will just go in the other hole. Simple as that. Same exact process. To start driving it, and it will thread itself into the wall through the hole you punch. This kills the head. This has now been affixed to the wall, and you can just go ahead and take one of these and pop it on, and we're still not quite done yet, because if I just try and do this, it will fall off. So I'm going to screw in the other mounting bracket real quick, and then I will be right back. The mounting brackets are in. So now I just have to screw the chassis of the lamp into the mounting brackets. There are holes on the tops and bottoms of the mounting brackets, as you can see there. If I focus correctly, that would be. There you go. And I just have to take this, and you can see where the screw holes line up here. Just screw that into the mounting bracket, and then these will be securely attached to the wall. So let's do that. Hopefully both of them are in view here, so I can just leave the camera here and screw them in. Let me first make sure I have the right size bit. Yeah, it's the same size. That's what these gold screws are for. It's going to be easier to use the electric driver for these ones. I can do it hands-free. Okay, there's one. It's gonna be hard to get up to see the other. Might be able to just get on the couch here to get from above. Yeah. I don't know if the brackets are the right size for this. That seems pretty good to me. I'll manually drive them further in if that is necessary. Bubbly going on with this one. Dang it. Screws refusing to go in the right way. You know what? Let's do it this way. Really? never supposed to be magnetic. And yet it isn't strong enough. That is ridiculous. There we go. Alright. I'll use the manual driver to fully tighten the screws. Better. Okay, after all that effort, there we are. The fixtures are affixed to the wall. I can still rotate them just a tiny bit if necessary, just to make sure that they are straight up. In terms of how even they are very even. Let's get a view from back here. There you are. Of course, they are not completely complete yet, because what they are currently lacking is the actual illuminating part. So, got a few extra straps to clean up here first, and then I will, I guess, go ahead and demo that right now, but a full demo is going to be required later tonight when it's dark out, so that you can actually see how they perform. And of course, the things are still charging, so it's just going to be a quick demonstration. These here are the illuminating components. They are rated at 10,000 milliamp hour and are rechargeable via USB-C. They're currently charging off of my EcoFlow like I had mentioned earlier. And I am currently getting a lot of solar power. It is currently not taking any in because the battery is full, which is not ideal, because then that's a waste of perfectly good solar power that I'm just not able to use. So, that's what I'm going to do. Is I'm going to just take one of them. Oh, that's not supposed to turn on right away. Here's the remote, so let's pull the tab out of the remote, and that needs to be off. And then you can see here the magnets on the bottom of it. I'm just going to go ahead and insert this into one of the sconces just for a quick demo, then I'll be plugging it back in. And when they're fully charged, I will insert these into both the sconces. And when it gets dark out, I'll do a more full demo. So all you have to do, I'm actually going to get up here so I can show you exactly how this works. You just go from the top here. And you see that white disc on the bottom? You just take this part. Oh, the whole thing's magnetic. You just put it in like that. And now you will get light. So let me get down here and demonstrate it by pressing the on button. Now it's illuminated. Let's go to white, cool white. It's at full brightness. That is what it looks like when operational. it's not going to do much at all right now because we have broad daylight, full sun, charging my EcoFlows, which I absolutely love. And, well, you can still kind of see how it lights up. I'll turn it off. So, yeah. These look very promising and are pretty well secure. So, yeah. I will see you later tonight for a more full demo of these and how they actually function. But for now, I'm gonna go ahead and if I can take this out, plug it back in. And I'll have to find somewhere for the remote to go on the wall too. Okay, it is 8:50 p.m. The sun has finally gone down and it is reasonably dark outside. Enough for me to finally do the illumination test and see how these work. So let's go ahead and power them on. And look at that. I'm out of focus. Okay, besides that, these light up the room quite well. Look at that, it's actually really good coverage. And it's nice and uniform due to the fact that there's two. So it's lighting up the room pretty evenly. And, well, it looks good. The camera is doing a pretty accurate white balance as to how it's being perceived in real life too. And of course I can change the settings, so if I wanted to do more neutral white, it looks like it seems my camera's not going to autocorrect the white balance, which is nice. And warm white. Or if we wanted to do a color, like let's do blue. For some reason blue appears very purple on this camera. But trust me, it is a completely solid blue. Or we could do green. Yeah. And the remote range is pretty good too. Just like I did with the ceiling fan in the living room, I actually designed a cradle for the remote. So you can just take the remote out here. There's a cradle. And then the remote just slides in the cradle like that. And I did this little cutout here so you can still access all the buttons while it's in the cradle, so there you go. You can still press those little corner buttons. The lights will respond. So yeah, very, very good illumination here and great remote range. This is definitely a success. And let's compare it to this light real quick too. Oh my god. Yeah, for this room, these are actually winning out. They light up the room a lot more than this does, because, well, this light's not even in the actual room. So, yeah, that is very, very good. Very pleased with this. And these are going to be very useful for coming in here when it's dark out. Now, on a side note, I did notice this remote looks nearly identical to the remote for the shower light. It has the exact same form factor in nearly the exact same layout, and sure enough, this is pretty much the same remote. A lot of the functions are exactly the same, and the ones that are different are because of a different layout. But it has the exact same infrared command mapping. And thanks to my flipper, I discovered that, well, just have to do a little renaming for some of the buttons. Cannot see, out of focus. All I have to do is rename some buttons. And now I have one remote that works for two different lights. So there's just a parentheses where the mapping is different. But where the mapping is the same, it does the same exact thing. It's a pretty common problem with infrared remotes, specifically for LED lights and for fans. And it comes down to manufacturers being lazy and using the same address across many different remotes, and that ends up causing multiple different devices listening for the same sets of commands, and so when you press a button on one remote, there's going to be like 5 devices that can respond to it. And there have been reviews complaining about that, and yeah, I can just chop it up to lazy manufacturing. Like, the least you could do is set a different address for the IR commands, because it uses parsed data. And I've noticed that across every single remote that I have for LED lights, they all use the same address, which is 0 across the board. I call that laziness. But anyways, that is the illumination test of these. They work great, really light up the room in full. And I do like the tunable color temperature. It's not fine-tunable, it's just 3 settings. But the fact that you can change the color temperature is nice, and they light up the room very well. And of course, having the RGB feature is nice too. Let's demonstrate that real quick. So, there you go. Now they're just smoothly cycling through colors. The only off-putting thing is they do it in reverse. So, that is not entirely ideal. I prefer going chronologically through the rainbow, like red, orange, yellow, but it's actually going in reverse for these. All the rest of my lights go in chronological order, including my shower light. And, well, for my smart lights, I could actually set the order myself, because I could just make scenes on my own. But, there's the RGB. It looks great. It looks like they are slightly desynced. So obviously over time, the speed being just a tiny bit different means that they are going to drift out of sync, as you can see. But that is gonna take a while for them to be seriously out of sync, and if you're gonna only have one in a specific room, not a problem. And even when there's 2, maybe some people like the aesthetic of out-of-sync RGB lighting, but I can see how it would be an issue if you like synced up lighting. Anyways, that is going to do it. This is a serious success. These look great. They work great. Battery powered, so I can just recharge them from my EcoFlow, and then they will be ready to go. And all for the low cost of nothing, because I use solar power for my EcoFlows. So, yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. I love how this lights up the weather station, so you can see what it says there now. 73.9 degrees. So if you have to walk through this room at night, yeah, means of lighting it up now, which is great. Without having to walk through the entire room to get to that switch to turn on that light, which only lights up like half the room. You can just walk in and the remote will be cradled right here. Press the on button, the lights turn on. There you go. Thank you for watching. That has been everything for this, and yeah. I look forward to seeing you in whatever the next video may be. Which, who knows, it could be the next part of the bedroom project, or it could be something else related to a different part of the house, or it could be a plush video, or who knows. But we will see when we get there. For now, that will do it for this video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.